Isabel, let's quickly play these two clips that got me rather annoyed. This is John McDonnell, the former Shadow Chancellor, Labour crony of Jeremy Corbyn, a resurgent Jeremy Corbyn. This is what he had to say about the march on Saturday.
Society. Unfortunately, the right captured that mood in the campaign around Brexit, and now the far right have captured the concerns that people have about their living standards, and they're focusing, as always they do, on a minority, and it's a racist campaign. So there needs to be a fundamental rethink now before we're driven further into the darkness. So I'm urging all progressive organisations, trade unions, political parties, civil society organisations and religious groups and progressive individuals now to think and talk together about this sort of campaign. We need to tackle the rise of the far right. And yes, the organisational form that campaign should take. This is a matter of urgency now. People were terrified on the streets yesterday and now have woken up to the fact that we face an imminent danger of the rise of the far right and even elements of the far right going into government.
People were not terrified on the streets of London. I was there on Saturday. As I say, it was a party atmosphere. There were hardly any arrests. As you said last night, Isabel, the cops were standing around bored. They had nothing to do. He's just lying. He is lying. And by the way, talking about racist hatred, hey, John, why don't you come on the show? Let's have a chat about your attitude to Jewish people, shall we? Now, here's Ranvir Singh. Yeah, I know, me neither. She's a presenter on Good Morning Britain. Here's what she had to say. Yeah, well, you don't want to believe there are 150,000 out-and-out racists there, Ranvir. Well, don't then, because there weren't 150,000 out-and-out racists. The caption there, of course, began on Good Morning Britain. They've got form, by the way. They're the ones who called Charlie Kirk after his assassination a far-right extremist. Of course, their caption said, far-right protest. This kind of characterisation of people protesting against a horrific government, a terrible government, as far right, is really annoying and incredibly wrong.
I mean, I think they know that it annoys us. I mean, I know we played John McDonnell yesterday, and I'm glad you played it again because watching it a second time, I mean, it's so bad it's comical. I mean, it just bears no relation to the truth whatsoever. The guy is just rambling like somebody in their dotage without any grasp of what actually happened. And as for whatever her name is, Ranvir Singh. I mean, if I'd been on that panel, and I've many a time sat on that panel on Good Morning Britain, I would have struggled to contain my indignation at such complete and utter nonsense being broadcast to the nation. And I really do hope, we didn't play what happened afterwards, but I really do hope that some of the other panellists pushed back. Because
they really didn't, as you can imagine. I saw the whole thing.
Complete twaddle.
One last thing, Isabel, because I haven't got long. The Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, who, having been knighted for ruining London, has now earned himself a £5,000 pay rise to 170 grand a year. Why? This is what he wrote. I know many people, particularly from London's diverse communities, are feeling extremely worried following the events of this world. It takes me back to how I felt in growing up in the 1970s and the 80s when far-right political parties marched on our streets. The leaders of the far right are once again attempting to hijack our flag, the minorities. And as Londoners and as proud Brits, we must unite to reject the far right, just as we have many times before. Blah, blah, bloody blah. It's pathetic. It's pathetic, isn't it?
Honestly, we see you. We
see you. Yeah, exactly. We've got your number, Sadiq. McDonnell, old McDonnell had a farm. Old McDonnell, we've got your number. Ranvir Singh, we've got your number. And Sadiq Khan, we've definitely got your number. You're quite right, Isabel. We see them, don't we?
Yeah, we see them. All of this makes me want to actively go on more marches. I mean, it's not my thing. I didn't go on that one. I wouldn't have, because it was organised by someone who I think probably is far right. But that does not mean that lots and lots and lots and lots of normal, decent, law-abiding people were making up the vast majority of people who participated in that.
I'll tell you what.
Far right, the more of those marches there will be.
I'll tell you what, Isabel, as I say, I sort of I went through it on my way to watch my football team Fulham play Leeds, and it was such a party atmosphere. I almost wish I'd have stayed amongst the demonstrators, the marchers, because it looked like such fun. And when I got to the match, and it was a 0-0 draw after 95 minutes, we got a last-minute goal, by the way. It was such a boring game. I really wished I'd have stayed at the march. But seriously, it was not far right, and it was not full of hate, and people should stop doing this. Isabel, thanks for another great night. That's Isabel Oakeshott.